Hello everyone, it's Christy from Christy's Beautiful Life. Welcome back to another layout. We are going to be celebrating the lovely Jessica Michaels. She is at 1,000 subscribers, which is super exciting. I'm very excited for her. She is definitely one of my favorite scrappy people. Now, normally when we do celebrations like these types of hops, we scrap lift the person that we're celebrating. And so that's what we're doing, of course, in this situation as well. I haven't actually been able to participate in very many celebratory hops over the past year. So I've missed a bunch, which makes me really sad because I love to celebrate milestones in this community. But I'm getting back into it. So starting with Jessica. We have a scrap lift that I found from her. She created it in, I think, last summer, like June, sometime last summer. And I love it. It's got some stenciling with some black stitching, and I love it. So I'm going to go, I think, with a actually pattern paper background. I'm just not sure which one I'm going to go with. I don't know yet. But I am definitely going to do the idea of the stenciling and the stitching. I have a ton of stencils and I don't know, excuse the noise for a second. Okay. I apologize about the noise. Okay, I have a ton of stencils. A ton. I've got some Vicky Bouton ones. That could be fun. Like this scallop one could be fun. I've got just a bunch. So I need to figure out kind of where I'm going to take this, what I want to do. I've got a star one. I've got some more Vicky Bouton ones. I've got hearts. I've got polka dots. I've got kind of like a seashell kind of effect going on there, which would be good for like if I do the kind of water take that is like Jessica's layout. I have words. That would be kind of fun too, maybe with the lines. So that's an option. Yeah, I mean, I've got it all. I love stencils. This is the mixed media I do. When I do mixed media, this is my comfort zone, is stencils with some modeling paste mixed in with a splash of color. Like that's my comfort zone. So it tends to be what I go ahead and gravitate myself towards. Okay. So anyways, this is my kind of starting off point. I really don't know where I'm going to go with it, to be honest with you. I think I'm leaning towards actually either this one, which looks like shells. I don't know how well that's reading, but it looks like shells, or this word one possibly, or that very first one that I saw. This one, which also kind of has a water effect to it. So I think we're going to do that, which means I need to pull out some sort of a beach type photo and have a bit of a play. The next question is what pattern paper I'm going to use. And I thought because if I added color, it would look really cool on this and then did the lines, but I think it would also look cool on this one as well. So I don't think it really matters like which way I go. The words I think I might do here. I have so much stuff on my desk right now. The other ones, like this one I think I would do on the polka dot. This one I think I would do on there. So I just need to grab my photos and kind of decide what route I'm going to take, and we'll go from there. So I'll get you on fast forward. Congratulations though to Jessica, and make sure you check out all the links down below to see what everyone else is doing to scrap lift her and to celebrate her today. To start off, I need to mix my modeling paste with the colors I want to use. Now, what I loved about the layout I picked from Jessica to scrap lift is her mixed media with the stitching. I just thought it was really neat, and I loved how the colors were like just different. Now, again, I'm not a mixed media expert. I really don't have a lot of mixed media available. I don't have any of like the distress oxides, nothing like that. So what I do have are some of these very high concentrated Jane Davenport, and the other one I think are Vicky Bouton, possibly, I don't know, the mermaid markers. The Jane Davenport ones are just called the Color Institute, but they're super just really concentrated, which works really great when I'm mixing them with my modeling paste. So I picked 3 colors that I thought would kind of give me a bit of a watercolor effect, but also bring in a tiny bit of pink. Purpley color was kind of my thought, was a darker blue, an almost purple color, and then a different like aqua blue. And I'm just mixing them. Now the darker kind of brighter blue that you see me using right now, it was super strong and it kind of overpowered most of it. But I just went back and added some more and played and just went down the row and kept going. And I have to say, this was really fun and I love how this turned out. So it is a technique I might try again. I'm sure it works a lot better when you have the right things, like the right inking and the daubers to like smush the ink pads and stuff. I don't have any of that. I don't even have ink pads. So I have to work with what I have, especially during my spending freeze, trying to get through this mixed media that I do have so that when the time comes and I decide if I want to add some more mixed media to my stash, I can start investing in some of that stuff that most of you have had for years and I just never got there. So I did leave this all in. I just thought it was fun. I really loved playing with it. And so I just kept going and didn't shut off my camera. But it might be neat. Maybe you're like me and mixed media still kind of scares you. And you are like, how on earth do I make some of these techniques work when I don't have the stuff? My answer to you is play. Work with what you do have and see if you can make, it's not going to look exactly the same, but you can absolutely make it work and be something that maybe you really love. Being on this black and white paper also was just like perfect. So really pleased with how that turned out. I did do the stitching. It machine stitched through my modeling paste just fine. It's not a very thick modeling paste, so I didn't have any issues at all. I'm now putting this layout together and it's going to fly. So I added the heart and the couple little florals, 2 pieces of paper underneath my photo for some layering with some color, and then I'm going to make my title, which is the big thing. And I decided to call it Sail Away, and I was going to only call it that. However, I was like, that's not enough. It needs a little bit more than just that. The answer to fix that was to add Sail Away into the sunset. I used 2 alphas that were on my desk that I felt like, well, not on my desk, but beside me, that I felt were going to work. I love the different combinations. So having that pinky purple match the mixed media that I had used, and then adding the yellow match the yellow in this collection, which is Fifth of Monaco. And it's a bright yellow, but it did match. Anyways, I just love the 2 colors together, and it makes a lovely visual triangle with the yellow as well, which you will see when I come back to wrap it all up. I think I did Jessica's layout justice. I mean, it's not an exact scrap lift, but I feel like I embodied her mixed media, which she does so well. I even added splatters. Jessica is known for her amazing splatters on her projects, and I don't splatter a ton. I find I don't do a great job with it, but I did make myself splatter on this. It's minimal. It's not as amazing as hers normally in all of her work, but I did add it. So I'm really happy with that. I used up some stash. This Fifth in Monaco pattern paper collection, it's all I bought from the collection. And I've kind of had it for a while sitting in my little area with my random papers. And I need to get it used up. So it was awesome to use that. It's awesome to have another layout done for my anniversary trip. I know that just happened this year, but it's nice to have that done as well. So I'm going to come back live and we'll wrap up. All right. I finally have this layout done. It's like 4 days later. I'm so happy with it though. My inspiration and where the scrap lift came from Jessica was the mixed media and the stitching over it. So that is really where I took the scrap lift-esque from Jess. And then I went ahead and kind of did my own thing. I had this heart just in my stash from this collection from Fifth of Monaco. So that was perfect. And then I fussy cut out a pattern paper that had 2 florals at the end, and then it was just this black polka dot. So I fussy cut out the florals, put them behind the photo, did a couple layers, called it good, did my title, and went into then the Rosie Studio collection, which I think is Salt and Sunset or something like that, and pulled in some sea kind of themed stuff to go along with it. And I'm gonna call this done. Oh, I also added this little heart with the you and me just because of the yellow. It was a nice visual triangle with the yellow, and it's just the last layout that will be in my anniversary trip. So it will literally be the very last page. I didn't think it needed journaling or anything like that, so we're just gonna let it be and call it good. Thanks for coming along this layout journey with me. I'm sorry it is up late to celebrate Jessica's 1000 Subbie hop. I did mean to get it up on Sunday. It just did not happen. So 2 days late, but I think it's okay. I think I'll get a pass. Have a great day, and I'll see you all again soon. Bye, everyone.